Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, today it's September 7th, 6th, something like that, and it's a baking hot day. It's about 30 degrees. I don't like hot weather. I like wintry weather, as long as I'm dry somewhere and warm. But Jenny obviously has got two coats on, so she definitely doesn't like the hot weather. So we've been keeping her cool. She's had ice cubes, and we put wet flannels on her, and she doesn't sit by the fan that much. She's soon to be out here in the shade, but that's the only problem with it at the moment, and I can't even get in the shed. It's actually just too hot. But I think I mentioned last week I was going to do my son's VW Scirocco, which is due for an MOT shortly. There's a few things to do to that. I couldn't find his keys this morning, but we've also got more of a problem now with the father-in-law's Jaguar XF 3 litre diesel. I fixed the header tank few months ago, and there was always a small leak coming from towards the back of the engine from somewhere. But cut long story short, it was the thermostat housing, and today I had got up early this morning because of the heat, and I've stripped it down, and we're waiting for the new part, but at least I'm halfway there. So come and see how I got on this morning. I'm no expert. It's just to see how I do things. I just like to tinker and not pay expensive garage fees. So come and see how I got on this morning. Well, here we are, back to the Jaguar. It's a 3.0 diesel engine, V6. As you remember, or a couple of months ago or a few months ago, I replaced the header tank, which had the pipe had split there, so that was leaking water. And then after a couple of weeks, we ended up with another problem with it, and I won't be able to show you down there, but all around this oil filter area is all wet, and I thought, well, I'm not going down there with all these pipes, but my mechanic came round and said, I can't do that. But anyway, we started the engine up. I won't be able to show you, but down there is a pipe which was actually spraying out water in the end. We found that, which actually connects to the, I think they call it the thermostat housing, even though there's not a thermostat in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a go, and as I've mentioned before, I'm no expert on this. I'm just going to learn by my mistakes, and hopefully you can learn by my mistakes, and we're going to give this a go and see if we can get that replaced. My father-in-law has ordered another one, and that is due either today or tomorrow, but we're in the middle of this September heat wave, so I'm trying to do this in the morning, try and get this stripped down, and then tomorrow morning or Saturday morning I'll try and get the this thermostat housing in when it's still cool in the morning. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I won't show you this bit. I do have a video replacing the header tank. It's basically just one bolt there which slides out. Just remove this hose here. Underneath is a clip to remove another hose, and then there's the coolant level sensor. So I'm going to get on, I'll remove this, and then we'll try and carry on and get this throttle body out the way, and then we should be able to get down to it. So bear with me whilst I get this off. Okay, so the header tank is now out. I did have to remove a larger pipe which goes onto here, which I'd have to take off this end anyway. This housing here, this has got well, one clip there I've pulled out, one of these spring clips. There's another one here which will come off, and then we've also got two clips here. Just use a screwdriver to slide those out, so I'll just get those off. Right, so this clip I pulled it out a lot more now. These two clips are now loose, so I'm hoping this should slide off. Is there something stuck there? This must be something, not sure. What have we got down there? Oh, it's not stuck. There's a, as I say, I don't know. There's no instructions for this, so there's another bolt down here. I think that's an 8. Okay. No, maybe a 10. Sorry, bear with me. Well, it was an 8 after all that. But anyway, that bolts out, so now hopefully it should come off. There we go. Right, okay, so that's done. Let's put this bolt back in there for the moment. Right, now it remains to get this throttle body off somehow. So let me look into this and I'll come back to you. Well, here we are again. I've loosened these just clip off, and these basically just hold these pipes on, so that one's loose. This one, I've loosened off this bracket here, but it's still not much room to pull it out, so I'm going to try and release it, and then it might just come out as we move it, but we'll try in a minute. All we've got here, we've got a 10mm nut in this one. I'm sure there must be another one to hold this in somewhere, but this is what I can see at the moment. Let's just get that one out. Okay. Just got one more connector over the back here. Let's just see. Oh, that, yeah, seems to be all right. Okay. So I'll just get this this connector out over the back here, and we should be able to lift it out, all being well. Right, with these pipes out of the way, that has come out over there now, so hopefully we can just wiggle the whole thing out, hopefully, without breaking anything, because it's all very brittle. There we go. Right, there we are, down to what we want to get to. Right, let me have a quick look into that, and we'll come back to that one. Okay, so we are down to the thermostat housing, if that's what it's called. This has to come off. This is, I'm not sure what it is, but there's 2 8mm nuts to pull that off. We've got to release the clips here. There's a clip there, obviously here and there, and then there's 4 bolts either side. We need this out to get to one of the bolts, and hopefully that will lift out, but we'll see how we get on. So I'll just take this off and I'll release the pipes and see what happens. Well, I managed to get that out. That just bolts back on again, and that allows me to get to the bolts down there. I've released this thing. Still won't come off at the moment. This one managed to get off, and there's another one down there. So what I'm thinking of doing is just taking these 4 bolts out. Hopefully the whole thing will lift up, which will make it a little bit easier to get some of these other ones off. You can see, look, just by pulling that back, I don't know if you can see it. Let's get a screwdriver. There we go. It's just became very brittle, and look, you can see where the water's come out. Look at that, the whole half of it is split there, look. So yeah, so I'm going to get there's 2 bolts there, 2 there, get them out, and hopefully the thing will lift up and we can wiggle this out a bit better rather than in that position. So I'll get the 4 bolts out. Well, I finally managed to get these pipes off, and which also brought the other half of this off. This is supposed to be in one piece, so there we go. That is supposed to be glued together, but obviously that is, well, it would split, but obviously it's come completely off now. So if you do end up with a load of water around in the V, round by the oil filter area, the likelihood now is it's going to be your thermostat housing, as they call it. There's no thermostat in it, but so all I need to do now, clean up some of these bits, because it pushes back into there. And once we've got the new one, I'll clean up in there. And as I say, I haven't got the new part yet, but at least it's getting quite hot now, so I've actually at least got to this stage. So just a case of putting stuff back again. So I'll leave it until this part comes, and I'll get that in one morning, and we just get this finished off hopefully, and it'll all work. Well, hello and welcome back again. This is the next day now, the afternoon. The sun is sort of out, but it's behind clouds really, so I was going to have an easy afternoon, but I'm going to get on. Here's the part that's come. This is the new thermostat housing, even though there's no thermostat in there. And then also yesterday, this what do they call it, throttle body was absolutely caked in soot in there. So I've given that all a good clean in there, and that's now all clear. You can actually see the holes over end. So hopefully, if all this goes back together again, we should get an improvement on performance as well. So I'm just going to do a reverse of what I did yesterday, and then I'll come back to you, hopefully getting ready to fill up again, and hope it doesn't leak. Well, there we go, a couple of hours, finally got it all back together again. We've had it running for about 15-20 minutes now, and touch wood, there's just a little bit of the old water at the back there, which I try to get most of it out, but other than that there's no fresh water. It's all topped up with coolant now, and we've just checked the level again. We'll probably take it for a run as well, which is it's now up to level. That's just water actually. We've got to get some, I'll put it and take a bit out, and we're going to put in concentrated coolant in there to get that back to normal again. But say over the back here now, no leaking like there was pouring out before. So I think we can call that a day, thank God. Well, that's another one done for another day. It's still very humid, but it's a little bit overcast today. Jenny's still suffering, but I hope you didn't mind me doing this Jaguar one this week, but next week we'll be back to the mobilette. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope it does help some people out there. So I'm not an expert, as I say, but we've got it done and it has been tested now and it's okay, so that's good. So back to the mobilette next week. Thank you so much for watching. You take care. See you soon. Bye bye.